Hello, everybody. Welcome to Troupe Talk, Episode 2. I'm Emson, and this is
Chase Cooper.
And we are here with our very special guest, Ethan Kuhns. Say hi, Ethan.
Hi, guys.
You guys all really wanted us to do another episode, and
Yes, you did.
And I'm really happy you guys liked it because it was really fun the last time, and we're here doing this again. And so we're going to ask Ethan, some questions naturally, because this is what a podcast is.
Yep.
And before I forget, I apologize for the late delay on this episode upload. Some scheduling conflicts happened, and
Scheduling conflicts and not knowing what we were doing.
but now we're back, and we're gonna do this. All right. And so to start this thing strong, I want to say, Ethan, how are you doing today?
Today's actually been pretty good. I've been vibing.
Yeah.
Just a little relaxful day.
We just finished our first round of our show, the Brothers Grimm Spectacular-thon. Can you say anything about our first run?
Overall, I thought it was actually really well. I think in the past few weeks, we've pulled the show together a lot. Whether it was just finding our characters and honing more into who we were on stage rather than just being an actor, rather than just being Ethan or being Chase or being Emson. We turned more into, okay, I am Prince One or I am the evil enchantress. And it was nice seeing us on stage with the audience reactions. I thought that was...
Though, ironically, instead of it not being me, it is me. So,
in your
at least
case,
in my case.
Times
At
a
least in my
million,
case.
yeah.
So,
And this question comes from me, Ethan. So last year and the years prior before this year, you were a technician, right?
Yes, I was.
And you've made a jump, which is not an easy jump, from technician to an actor. Can you tell us what that was like, going from a technician, learning all the technical aspects of theater, and now you are an actor this year, which is one thing. You're doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
So please tell us, how was that like for you?
Well, there was always part of me that always stuck as an actor because I did regionals sophomore, junior, and senior year, even as a technician and a director. But I think it just made me gain a lot more of an appreciation for the technicians and the directors because before, as like a freshman actor, I never really knew how hard it was to be a technician, how hard it was to stage manage, especially. When the stage manager a couple years ago, Sienna, when she would get mad at us, I'd be like, wow, like, why is she? Like, she doesn't deserve to get mad at us. But stage managing a musical, I realized it's kind of easy to get a little peeved at times. And so it made me gain a lot of appreciation and just knowledge about it. But jumping back into the acting space, it was certainly difficult because it's just... I have to be on stage. People get to see me. Like, I have to really make sure I know exactly what I'm doing at all times, whether backstage, if I'm like, checking my phone casually. It's not like I'm not going to get a lot of heat for it. Rather on stage, forbid I ever go on my phone on stage.
That being said, do you have a preference? Do you have a preference in acting, or do you like being a technician? Is there a preference in the two?
I feel like acting's more so my strong suit because I never like to be that person who's like, not necessarily in the shadows, but like not seen a lot of times.
Yeah.
I like to be that.
A big old shout out to all the technicians in the back because you guys make the show go round.
Definitely. Yes. I like you were talking earlier about how like it was hard for you to know like the other side. I may not know the other side as an actor. I've never been a technician in the slightest, but I can respect the hard work that goes into being a technician.
And Ethan, you have the utmost respect for me too because you went from both sides of the fence. You were on the side of an actor. And then you're also a side of a technician, which is not easy. Which I respect the heck of a lot, because a lot of theater people out there are they're strong. Like some are just straightly a technician, which is okay, and some are straightly actors, and that's okay. But being both takes a lot of time and patience and also work, and you did it, which I respect.
Yeah. I mean, even just setting up the soundboard just to get this episode of Troupe Talk to work got me gave me just a glimpse into the life of a technician, and it was really difficult.
So Ethan, you are on our troupe council.
Yes, I am.
You are one half of the presidents, and you're an actor, and you also have a social life. How difficult is all of this, managing all of this? Because I know it's not easy. I'm the media director, but it's still very difficult to navigate my stuff. How difficult it is for you to manage all of this?
I have this great strategy that I do called don't do homework. It's a really great thing.
Same.
I do not recommend it.
Do not recommend it either.
That's how I managed to maintain a job, social life, as well as theater and council. It's really hard because now second semester, looking back at my first semester report card, I'm like, uh-oh. I was like, that's not the GPA I'm looking for. So this year it's going to be a lot more of a rush, and it's going to be a lot more difficult, but hopefully.
To circle back around to our last conversation, I know a lot of techs would love to be an actor.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice of them because of what you've done as a technician and an actor? Do you have any advice for them to go into that acting field?
Don't be scared, honestly. Like, I know everyone says that about everything in a sense, but it's just, especially with this, it's just don't be scared. Because I know when I wanted to go back to being an actor, I was just like in that space of, I was like, oh no, everyone's going to be so much better than me at acting because they have like 3 extra years of experience than I do.
I get that.
And so it was that thing where I was just like, oh shoot, like, and so just be confident and don't be that person who's like, oh, like they're all going to be better than me. Like there's always people who are going to be better than you regardless of what you do, unless you're like Jeff Bezos, in which case there might be someone.
That's life. Sometimes there's somebody a little bit higher than you when it comes to experience or working.
Yeah.
And you just got to be that person that works harder. And I do believe that you are one of those people that work twice as hard to get where you are.
I try my hardest.
To all the technicians out there, we respect you. But if you want to be an actor, it's not saying it's easy, but it's not difficult. You can do it. Anybody can do it. Really.
I feel like it's the same level of difficulty between acting and being a technician. You
can argue that being a technician is significantly harder than being an actor because you guys make the show go around. If without you, there's no show. To quote High School Musical, you're the playmaker.
Yeah. On the flip side, do you have any advice for people who are actors looking to go into being technicians?
Oh.
Which I assume is like significantly harder. Than
yeah. I mean, I feel like all actors at one point should experience what it's like to be a technician. I don't know if I have any words of patience. Patience is key as a technician. You will sit backstage if you're like running crew or backstage manager. You will sit backstage and wait for so long.
Yeah, I've heard the experience with that in particular is like a lot of sitting around and then a lot of a rush and then sitting around.
My gosh. Yes.
A lot of rush sitting.
Can you tell us some of those moments? Because I know you were a technician for our last year's musical, Cinderella Live.
Yeah.
Can you please tell us about that kind of experience? Like nothing happening and then bam, a rush happening, and then going back to that.
Well, I was a stage manager for Cinderella Live, so I sat there. I had my script in my hand with all the cues in it. So for me, it was just more or less staring at the script for as long as I could, waiting for that one page to call standby. And a lot of times, with Cinderella Live, there were quite a few cues because we never really skipped through it during cue to cue. We just basically did a full run through at the start, and so. But I feel like it's a lot of just going on a headset and just having random conversations and just joking around with everyone, be like, oh, he messed up that line, and like making fun of that line for the solid like 5 minutes afterwards, and then be like, why was that funny? Like, so it's a lot of that, and then it's oh shoot, we have a cue in 3 lines, get ready. And it's a lot of, oh, I forgot to do that.
All right, so this question comes from Maria Mariquin. Shout out to Maria.
Queen.
Yes. So she asks, has there been any roadblocks that you found in acting? And also, were there moments where you had to push through, like, difficulty being an actor on stage and pushing through those moments?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to have to think about that for a second. So any roadblocks? Honestly, I think it was just starting out back at acting, with what I started last year, my last junior year with The Tempest, having to get back into the swing of actually memorizing. I feel like that was the biggest roadblock for me, was actually having to...
I'm sure that's also a roadblock for a lot of actors.
Yeah.
It's just memorizing the lines.
That was honestly probably the biggest. Either that or learning to dance and sing for the first time at the same time.
Yes.
For the first time ever for me.
And The Little Mermaid, you stepped up to the plate, sir.
It was.
It was really difficult. And this question comes from Andrew Raridan. So to take away from some of the seriousness of this podcast, what is your dream role? What would you want to be in?
My dream... Oh, gosh. I honestly don't know. I feel like I've always...
How about we say ours and then you can think about
yours?
I mean, I feel like that's a hard question for anybody because I don't have a dream role. I just like getting roles.
I know for me, my dream role, if it ever were to happen, I've told many people in my troupe about this, but my dream role is being Graffiti Pete and In the Heights.
Yeah.
I just feel like that character is me, guys. That character, like, he's a dancer and he's just a little hooligan. I mean, If that doesn't say Emson, I don't know what else does.
A dancer and a hooligan.
Exactly.
Fair.
The two key traits of Emson.
Exactly.
100%.
I always thought of you. I always thought of you would be a pretty good Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors.
Seymour?
Yeah,
I've never seen Little Shop, so.
Really?
I mean, I'll take it.
All the theater gets like, how dare you?
I know.
I mean, I've seen it. Actually, I've seen it here at RHS because it was here a few years before, or like a year or two.
Yeah, before you came.
Before I came here.
Before I came here, it's a year. It was 2 years.
So like 2 years before I came here. Yeah, and I saw it during that because my sister was actually she was in stagecraft, so she actually made part of that set. So that's the only reason I've seen it. But yeah, I can definitely see you being Seymour. So
yeah, I feel like I always want to go for like the more characters, especially after being Scuttle.
Yeah,
I just kind of had that love for it.
Character-driven actor, which is like not easy.
Yeah,
being a character on stage is not easy. It's really difficult. I mean, a lot of actors from different troupes can tell you being a big character is not easy because not for one thing you have to fill in those shoes, especially for like Scuttle. Those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Both figuratively and literally. And but yes, being a character, like being funny on purpose or being big on purpose, is not easy. Anybody can be big, but doing it with a purpose is not easy.
Yeah. I mean, the two of us can relate on that. You've been Scuttle, I've been Chef Louis.
The crazy and French.
We've had to both be very big, and that's hard to just be big.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've always found it I found it easier for me to play those bigger characters because it helps me get more into my character.
Definitely.
Who I am, rather than if I'm just.
Because a lot of shows give you like a roadblock.
Yeah.
But characters give you like. Give you like a blueprint, and then you just make what you can with it.
Because if I'm person number one, I'm not gonna have a stronger character than if I'm Scuttle.
Yeah.
Than if I'm that character, that like big character that's kind of hard but kind of easy to portray. Rather if I'm just like woman 2, like what's like.
Sailor number 5.
Yes, mattress 13.
Exactly. Mattress 13.
I have a question too. Do you have a preference? Do you prefer musicals or straight shows?
Is that for both of us or
for anybody, and even for you guys in the comments, you guys can tell us right here.
Yeah.
Looking at me. Okay. I feel like musicals just have a better mood to them. Like I feel like you get together.
Even some of the sadder shows too. They have a better mood.
It's just like you grow together more as a family.
Exactly.
Well, you're also there for a lot longer of a time, and it's a lot stronger of a commitment. Mm-hmm. And also, I feel like it's just musicals. To me personally, it just feels better. Like just performing it feels like. Because you put so much extra work into it, it just feels so much better to just release it into the world and be like, yes, I can actually sing. I don't sound like a seagull in real life.
Interestingly enough, I prefer musicals for the reason of I feel like it's easier to get into is the thing. Like with the straight show, even with like Brothers Grimm, especially with Never Saw Another Butterfly, it was really hard to get into it, like to get just into each character and into all my lines.
Because and in terms of musicals, like when it comes to like big like more cartoony shows, it's like a little bit easier to get into it. But like when it comes to like straight shows, you really need to dive into it because they don't give you roadblocks. They give you like what they think it could be, and you just gotta make it up. Mm-hmm. Unless you do some more research, but like 9 times out of 10, people just like see what they can do with it.
Mm-hmm. It's
me.
Oh, by the way, here's one question I always because this is a question I want to ask every single person that comes into the show. What was the funniest goof up on stage or backstage or that you've been a part of, like during a show?
I'm gonna let Ethan handle that one because I've already talked about mine on here.
We talk about these a lot. So
oh gosh, I haven't really had a whole lot of goosebumps. No. What's
goosebumps,
what goof ups? Oh gosh. Oh, there was one time Tempest. Ooh. We had our daggers out ready to to slay what I think was like my brother.
Yeah. And me.
And as we pulled out the daggers, my friend Sam, who was playing my friend in the show. Oh gosh, I forgot her name. Because Antonio and Sabrina. As we pulled out our daggers, the bottoms of our daggers broke and fell off on stage.
Was that during a performance?
So, yes, during a performance.
For you guys, for future reference, for reference, guys, we did the show in the round.
Yeah.
So
everyone saw it. And so we just kind of stared at each other for like a solid 0.5 seconds. We're like, oh no, go back to the scene. And she just picked him up as soon as she could, like as soon as Gonzalo and Alonso woke up in the show. She was like, oh, I got to bend down and pick these up right now. And she just put them in her shirt. And I was like, oh, thank gosh we did not just trip and fall on them. Because I was so scared of that moment to happen.
Yeah.
And so, Ethan, you are a senior now, correct?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. What made you join theater? Why did you join theater? Because I know I joined theater in freshman year because it was a class and I thought I was going to get an A on it, which I didn't. Why did you join theater? After taking the class and after all that.
Well, first off, I started high school not knowing anyone. I was like almost not the social outcast. I don't want to say that, but like this person that like no one really knew of. I just kind of stuck to myself. I was in my own shell. I was like my social anxiety was peaked. Like it was at its peak performance freshman year. Like it was there. It was like, hi, you're not going to want to talk to anyone because of anxiety. And I was like, oh, okay. But joining theater, it helped me a lot. Like one of the reasons why I stuck through it is because it helped me with growing more to be who I am, and wanting to pursue theater has helped me just be more open as a person because I was so introverted.
Yeah.
And now, I'm co-president. Something, if you told me freshman year, hey, you're going to go up, you're going to be on council, and you're going to be in this strong leadership position, I'm going to look at you and act like you should be in an insane asylum.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to be like, who are you? Like, no.
Telling anybody that, like, when you're so shy in the beginning, me too, like, if you told any of us that we would be on stage making fools of ourselves on purpose, I think you're crazy.
Yeah. Like, there's no way freshman me would have gone in there in a giant seagull costume, start tap dancing and singing as worse as they can on stage in front of his whole family and friends. Like, I would never in a million years do that.
Yeah, I mean, I know, at least in my experience personally, just because it's easy to idolize upperclassmen, I can definitely see you, like, I've always been able to see you two as fantastic actors, fantastic leaders, but also I'm a little biased because you're my upperclassman, so
it's always so weird too to see how like because like when we were freshmen we looked up to those seniors that were and like not even just the seniors, like when we were freshmen I looked up to a recent alumni. I looked up to him. His name was Hunter Atkins. Shout out to Hunter. He was amazing.
He is amazing.
Chandler Duncan, Tyler Messinger, Sadie, so many great actors from our time as underclassmen, and now we're just like them now. We have underclassmen looking at us like we're like these amazing actors. One thing we're not, but we're not Shakespearean trained actors, guys. We do our best. We do our best, guys.
No, guys, we're all professional actors. That's all.
But, like,
all of us.
It's just so interesting how like in life roles can reverse when it comes to like being like a person of admired.
Yeah,
if you admire somebody.
It's such a weird thing to think really of that people look up to me and like, I want to be like him, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
And I'm like, how can you look up to me? I'm shorter than you. I'm 5'4", guys. Y'all like that? That's a good joke. Thank you.
Emson having to point out every time he makes a joke.
Of course. I have another question. This is really for. I can ask this question too, but I would like to ask you because since you've done it twice. How was Camp Thespis? How was it like it? Because you went twice, and I went there once. Which one thing I can say how amazing it is, but this is all Ethan.
I'm out of the conversation because I've never been there.
Camp Thespis it's such an amazing time. Like literally, trying to explain it to people, I have such a hard time because it's just so wonderful. You meet so many people. Like I remember,
and it's not just like a small group. It's so many troops from this.
It's almost every
state.
Troupe.
Yeah.
And it's just meeting all of those people, getting all those connections is insane. Because last year, all of my friends, like at state and like at regionals, everyone would look at me like, "How do you know all of these people?" You're like, why? Like you're like, because at that time, like I barely was a part of shows, and like, how? And I'm like, Camp Thespis, like become an officer. It's so amazing. And Camp Thespis, it's just such a nice time because that's when you get to realize who your new council family is, and that's the biggest bonding experience.
When you go to Camp Thespis, you'd be amazed how much bonding you can make with somebody, not just from your own troop, but with somebody else, because you share bunks and cabins with other troop members from different schools. You can make such lifelong friends at that place. Like Ethan can say from experience, he's made some lifelong friends from Camp Thespis, from different troops. Can you name some of the troops, please?
Name some of the troops. Rex Putnam, Centennial, Triad High School.
Shout out to all you guys. Shout out.
Yeah, Barlow, Gresham. Oh, what else?
I like how
Newburgh.
Ethan just pulled out his phone.
I know, I pulled out Snapchat.
We don't have like a camera, but like Ethan just pulled out his phone and just showed us like all of the troops. Like,
I'm still talking to them today.
These people.
I love them to death. RPA especially, my stepsister,
RPA, they're all
Grace. I love you.
Super sweet people. And now that we're on topic of people, let's talk about State.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up.
How's State like? Because that's also a place where you can meet people.
Yeah.
I haven't been to State yet. I really would like to go this year.
Oh wow!
And really, as far as I've heard, there's a high chance that
a lot of people
everyone will be able to go.
Yeah, because it's just such a fun time. But Ethan, tell us about State. Like, how was it like for you, at least?
Oh, State's probably been the highlight of my high school career.
Yeah.
Because like I've gone 2.5 times technically. Because freshman year I didn't really go, but we performed.
Yeah.
And so I counted as a half. But the two other times I went, it's just the atmosphere is so amazing. I tell everyone, like all the freshmen, I'm like, you need to go to State eventually, because it helps change you as a person for the better. Because you're submersed by all of these theater kids for 3 days, and by the end of it, you're gonna be like, I don't want to be in theater anymore. You're like, why am I here? But it's just such an amazing experience, and you gain so much just from the workshops and just from talking to people, because there's so many colleges there too.
Yeah.
Just the amount of colleges, I know like AMDA auditions are at State, and they can give you scholarships at State, I believe.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
And just other colleges, you get a bunch of information brochures there, and it's such a great way to connect to other people.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people that you won't even you couldn't even blink about thinking about.
Yeah.
And we meet people from like the other side of the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like RPA.
Yeah.
RPA is so far away from Troutdale, but we met them, and there's some of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. People from Caboose, people from Candy, people from so many different troops, and they're all such sweet people. You meet some of the nicest people, and not only that, you can make better friendships with the people even within your own troop. Me, Ethan, are prime examples.
You're gonna talk about the history of us.
Anybody can like me, Ethan. We're pretty good acquaintances, but being at State and we shared a room together, I don't know what happened. Something just clicked.
Yeah.
We became friends. You can do that. It happens like that at State. I'm not saying it's magical, but it's magical.
It's Disneyland, but for theater kids.
Exactly.
I actually never thought about that, because I think the main part that I'm excited for is just going to be just able to just see shows with my friends.
Because everybody there wants to be there because they love it.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing about school. Like when you're at school and you do theater, it doesn't matter how much you love it. It's still school. You want to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go to State, you
don't
want
to
to
leave.
You want to be there. You want to meet people. You want to do all you can just to. You're like a sponge.
Yeah.
You want to absorb every inch of what it gives you and every single learning experience from it. And State does that for you. And that's awesome. And I always suggest anybody, it doesn't matter if you're a freshman, a senior, or a sophomore, or junior, or you're a first-year actor, apply to State. Doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to apply. And who knows, if you do get in, you'll have one of the best experiences I can't
easily.
explain. I can't explain it enough.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
Like this, for example, this year. In fact, actually, I think State applications are almost over. But
I gotta get that.
But I think there's enough. Like I think there's few enough people that I think there's even leftover slots. So I think if you apply, there's a high chance that you can still get in.
Do it.
So.
All right, okay, guys. It's been, all the questions have been asked. If there's any questions you wanted me to ask that we didn't ask today, we can probably bring back Ethan for another episode in the future. Ask him away. You have questions for anybody else who wants somebody else to be on this podcast, let us know. It's been fun. I've been Emson.
I've been Chase.
And Ethan.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, thanks for being on the show.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, guys, everybody. Until next time, have a good day.
See ya.